Hello and welcome to this recording of how to use Zoom. Some of you have asked me for a little tutorial on how to use Zoom. So the first step is to actually download and install Zoom on your computer, on your tablet or your phone, wherever you want to use it. You can sign up. I would just sign up using your @fmarian.edu account and then email John Dixon. He'll convert that free account to a professional account. So essentially you'll sign up for a free account and then John Dixon will then upgrade it for you. And that gets you Zoom in your computer. And once you have Zoom in your computer, you can go ahead and start the Zoom app, right? And so you're going to see this screen here, and in the screen now you can schedule your Zoom app. So let's say you have class at 8:30 to 9:20 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you want to schedule that. You can click schedule. Now if you just want to start a straight meeting, you can just click on this meeting right now, but let's go ahead and schedule and look at the scheduled meeting. So you can have a topic. This could be my class management 497, and then you select the start time, the time, duration, and it could be 1 hour 15 minutes or 50 minutes. If it's recurring every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can actually select this and you can put that in your calendar. The meeting ID, I would suggest use generate automatic. It automatically generates a password. If you want the videos on, you can keep them on or you can keep them off. I usually allow for both telephone and audio computer for the students, and it's linked to my Outlook calendar. So this will actually go put a link in my Outlook, and I'll show you how that works. Now if you look at advanced options, you can enable waiting room, in which case the students who come into your Zoom will be put in a waiting room until you admit them. Enable join before host, which means they can jump into the room before you come in, which I discourage from. Mute participants upon entry. That means they are automatically muted upon entry. Only authenticated users can join. That means they need to have a Zoom account before they can join. I usually leave all of this blank. Now, enable waiting room will be automatically switched on in future Zooms to enable your to improve security. And then automatically record meetings will automatically record the meetings, and then you can have alternative hosts. So I'm going to leave all of this blank right now and just schedule a meeting which will be at 2 o'clock. It's now 1 o'clock. So if we're scheduling a meeting right now, it should appear here, right? And then whenever you want to join the meeting, you can click start. Now, if you want to send an invitation to students, you can go here and you can copy invitation. So if you click this copy invitation, and then you can start your Outlook or any of your email clients, and give me a minute, there's a problem with my Outlook, it's closing down. But let's assume, well, instead of Outlook, let's assume that you want to essentially put it in your class, right? You want to set up this in your class as class time. This is collaborate, but let's assume that I'm going to put it under this module. And so I can then use a web link here, right? You can set up, you can just click this down. It'll give you all the information, and here is your Zoom meeting, join Zoom meeting, and you can put that link here and then say Zoom meeting, and that way your students can get to the Zoom meeting, right? And you can click submit, and you will see here is your Zoom meetings. And if the students click on something, they will actually end up, they'll get this launch Zoom meeting, and it'll open up Zoom and it'll run Zoom for them. Okay, now for you, I'm going to delete this. Let me see if I can get my, there you go, I can get my Outlook out. So if, for example, you wanted to send students the link through email, I'm sorry, let me go back and copy that again. Copy invitation, and you could send your students the email directly telling them that this is essentially how they should join. Now they can use their phone to join the meeting also, and that's the number which will help them get into. But I think with the phone they may not be able to have a video there. Okay, so this kind of helps. Now let's get into the meeting. So let's start the meeting. So when you start the meeting, this is your mute button where you can mute your audio, right? You can start your video, and there you go. You can see I'm at the Millennium Falcon here. Or you can stop your video. This is the security where you can lock the meeting, which means it will not allow anybody else to enter. You can enable the meeting room. I'll talk about share screen in a minute. Here are the number of participants, and I'll show you how you can get these buttons in for people where they can say yes or no, go slower, go faster, and other kind of icons for them. You can create a poll, and as you see, clicking the poll, you can create a poll for people and put the questions in. Answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, and then you can say save. And that way you can launch the poll, which means everybody will see it, and then you will see, as people are voting, you can see what their answers are, and you can even have it anonymous. And you can end poll here, and if you click edit, it'll go back here. You can delete poll. You can do a lot of things here with this polling. All right, so that's polling. Then you have the share screen here, which will allow you to share if you have a PowerPoint slide or a Word document, or if you want a whiteboard, you can actually use the share screen. So let me click on share screen right now. It's going to share this screen. It will allow you, there is a way for you to draw stuff. You can, if you have a tablet which you can write on your PC, there is eraser here, just for you to work through it. There is a mouse, there's text. If you have a PowerPoint slide, you can open up the PowerPoint slide, and now people can see that PowerPoint slide, and you can actually do a PowerPoint presentation here, and automatically students can see that. And here is the record button. So now remember, when you click the record button, it'll record it. It'll either record on this computer or record to the cloud. I suggest record to your computer because we don't know how much space we have on the cloud. And normally what you'll do is, if you go to your, if you want to find out where your Zoom files are, if you go to your documents, you'll see a folder called Zoom, and then you will see that here this Zoom MP4 is your video file. So here is your video file, okay? And that video file, you can post it up on Blackboard again for students. You also have breakout rooms where you can essentially get students to move into specific rooms where you can talk to them one-on-one. So that's breakout rooms here. Now, There are some specific settings. Let me end this Zoom meeting. If you leave the meeting, the Zoom meeting is still going on for other people. If you created the Zoom meeting and end meeting for all, it'll kick everybody out, all right? And the recorded file will only be created after you stop recording. You got to stop recording, and then you got to end meeting for all, okay? So now you can go here. You have some options here. If you want to start Zoom, whenever you start Windows, you click this on. If you are using dual monitors, both monitors, you can click this on. And there is a bunch of activities here. This kind of tells you about your video, whether you want your appearance touch up. This kind of sets your audio, tests your speakers. This talks about options for share screen. This is about the chat window. This allows you to create virtual backgrounds. So for example, I could have an office, as you can see. I could be in a Star Trek. I could be in the Millennium Falcon. So you could have virtual backgrounds. You just need to download those. These are options you have where the location of the Zoom window is, where it is recorded. You can kind of see that. This is your profile. And then you have a whole bunch of other options here, right? So if you want to view more settings, go to General and click View More Settings. That will open up your web page and it'll ask you to sign in with your email and your password. So here there are some other options here. There are waiting room options. You can, if you want to get into the more details of it, there are a lot more options here, and you'll need to go through them to see what they are. It just gets into a lot of detail. But you can add polls. If you want to add polls, you can check this on. If you want to allow co-hosts, you need to check this on. If you want to show meeting control toolbar, you can check this on. And then there is, you can allow saving of whiteboard content. That this does have a whiteboard. And this allows non-verbal feedback like thumbs up or thumbs down. You can select that. So there are a bunch of options you can use here. But it's pretty simple, it's pretty intuitive. I would suggest go around, spend the next 2 weeks playing around with it. If you need to, have some Zoom meetings, let me know. We can set up a meeting, you and me, and we can talk through it, and we can practice. Happy to help. Give me a call if you need something. Bye.